energy is something truly amazing since it is not just a core tenet of physics, but is foundational across all sciences, regardless of the subject area, like physics, chemistry, biology, and even more modern topics like computing. Energy is truly universal. Specifically, energy is both an abstraction and something physically real. For example, when an object is moving, we can compute an energy associated with that motion called kinetic energy. Similarly, if you lift an object off the ground, you can compute a numerical value called potential energy, or a stored energy due to the object's position relative to the ground. We know there is energy present since if we release the object, it starts to fall, losing that potential energy, but gaining kinetic energy. This energy isn't something visible in the object, yet we can compute it as a value associated with the object. However, energy also physically manifests itself in things such as photons of light, which have no mass and only consist of vibrations of the electromagnetic field. Even a body with mass that is at rest, not moving, has energy just because of its existence, since mass itself is another form of energy. Our universe imposes a strict requirement to ensure energy is neither created nor destroyed, called the law of conservation of energy. If energy is lost in a process, that loss of energy is accounted for in the conversion of that lost energy into another form. For example, consider a pendulum consisting of a mass attached to the end of a string, and assume no frictional losses. When the ball is lifted using energy from a human hand to lift the ball higher, the ball gains gravitational potential energy. When the ball is released, it will start converting its potential energy into kinetic energy to set the ball into motion. Note that when the ball reaches the lowest position at the bottom of the pendulum, it has exhausted its potential energy. The law of conservation of energy ensures us that the energy could not have been lost, and it must have been converted into another form of energy. In this case, that energy is in the form of the kinetic energy of motion of the ball. The ball is now traveling at its fastest speed. From this point, there is yet another conversion of energy as the ball now makes its way back up, turning that kinetic energy back into potential energy and slowing down as it does so.